Welcome back. Unless you live under a rock, you've probably heard of GMOs, right?
But many of us don't really even know what a GMO is and where you find them. Well, I have just the person to go to for some answers. Produce professor Nick Conforti Jr., who's schooling us on what's fresh. The term GMO is thrown around a lot, especially nowadays, but a lot of people maybe don't know what a GMO is. Nick, can you fill in some of the gaps for us?
Absolutely. A GMO is a genetically modified organism that has had its DNA artificially altered in a laboratory, and it's been like crossbred with either other plants, animals, viruses, bacteria, to give it different traits such as disease resistance, help it be more nutritious. In fact, there's a new apple out that's called an Arctic apple, and what it does is it completely prevents browning. So after you cut the apple, it's not going to turn brown. And that's one of the first products that's been geared towards the consumer preferences, whereas most of the GMO has been done to help the crop's survival.
Right, and now when we talk GMOs, when we walk into our supermarket and we see all of that produce, GMOs are not found in everything on our produce shelves, are they?
That's correct. Actually, 60 to 70% of all products on the supermarket shelves are GMO. However, produce is really kind of exempt from that. There's only about 5 crops that are GMO. Those crops are corn. Corn's definitely the biggest one. About 95% of the corn crop in the United States is GMO. The next one is soy. About, again, 95% is genetically modified. Another one is Hawaiian papaya. In the 1990s, they had their almost entire crop decimated by the ringworm virus. And so in order to help that crop survive and not go extinct,
They had to modify it.
they had to modify it to make it resistant to that disease. And summer squash, yellow squash, and zucchini, probably the other two. But we do import a lot of our zucchini and yellow squash, and those items aren't genetically modified that are imported.
Oh, really interesting. Okay, very good. So only a few products that are genetically modified.
Right. But since the soy and corn are genetically modified, anything that has, whether it's high fructose corn syrup, ascorbic acid, any of those products are going to contain GMOs. So processed foods are where you really get into trouble.
Okay, Dave, bottom line, when it comes to GMOs, you've got to just make the decision that you think is best for you and your family. And go to cncproduce.net to learn more about the homegrown company that's keeping things fresh all around Kansas City.